Well, welcome back, YuSkoolers.
Welcome back to another episode of YuSkool. To all who shall see these present greetings, today is Wednesday, 290 days until Christmas, which just happens to be
Brother Brad's birthday?
Brother Brad's birthday.
All right. Happy birthday, Brother Brad.
Hi-oh.
I'm running the buttons again, trying to step up and follow in his legacy, but I'll probably fail one more time.
This show will start in the matter of 10, 9, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. And this just happens to be episode number 67.
Oh, so close.
So close.
So close.
So far away.
Love it.
We'll introduce the table really quick. It is me, it is I, the Turkey Machine, Al Baby, Reverend Al, Sweet Al, Al Pastor, DJ Sticky Buttons, Gorilla Paw, etc., all names that I've given myself.
Oh, Storm and Norman.
Storm and Norman.
We forget that one. Storm and Norman. Got to add that on.
And to my right is...
At first base.
Yes.
Bonies, Bones, Skin and Bones, Beatmaster Bones, Big Bad Daddy Bones, all names except for one I've given myself.
True.
And Dad.
Yeah.
You're a dad too, though.
Dad, brother.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about at some point is dad shows.
Oh.
Shows you watch with your kids, but you enjoy it the same, if not more.
With your kids.
Yeah.
Nice.
So...
All right, folks, if you are watching us on YouTube, we'd like you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. One of these directions, there's a bell button.
I'll cover this side. You cover that side.
Hit that bell button, and that will tell you when we have new episodes come on YouTube.
New content, anything. A new taco truck review. Who knows?
And you can even comment below saying what you want us to talk about next.
Give us ideas. That's the thing is we sit around and we try to come up with content. Actually, we just got off the phone with hopefully he'll call in a little bit later, but we say, well, what are you guys going to talk about? And we usually reply, we're going to shoot from the hip. But it's nice to have something to go on. So,
yeah. And so if you want to fact check us at all, just go ahead and comment whatever we talked about, what you thought, which was right, which was not right. And
there are three sides to every story, correct? There's 6 sides to a block, but there's 3 sides to every story. His side, and the truth. So everybody's got a different version. So we're going to tell our version of the story, but let us know if your version isn't quite the same. Call us up, call us out. We'll make it happen.
You know who we heard from the other day, which I haven't heard from in a long time, was our Mountain Liberal, Bill and Pollock Pines.
No, you didn't. Bill, how you doing, Bill? I have not talked to him in a while.
Bill commented on one of our YouTube, the last 2 of them ago, I think episode number 65.
Oh.
So he liked that one.
Good.
That was the one with Sonky and Scammon.
Oh, okay.
And but you were telling me that you had a little bit hard time getting through it.
That was a rough one for me. One, it kind of started off with the tearjerker because you get the update on where Scatman's at in life, and you're just like, what is going on? By the way, shout out to Mrs. Scatman. I commend you for everything you're doing for him. Because he is a knucklehead. So the fact that you've kept him alive this long, we appreciate you and all the hard work you do. So I can't imagine what you guys are going through in that household. So yeah, prayers to you guys. And hopefully we can find a match at some point and a donor or however they're going to do it. We can get this guy a kidney and get him taken care of. But yeah, good luck with everything you guys got going on. So.
But yeah, so that was episode 64.
60, well, we're what? 67?
67. So that was
65, I'm guessing.
65, 2 podcasts ago. So he commented, hey, guys, the liberal on the mountain is still here. Just checking in, saying hello. He said he liked it, though. He said he liked that podcast.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Bill.
So
we're putting it out for you. So
real quick before we get the ball rolling, because we got Hanky Postma coming up. He is going to be doing a little fact checking on us, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
he's the one that got the whole ball rolling with. I'm calling BS on your guys' stories. So we'll see what he has.
And he wants to talk about, what do you say? He's like, I'm sick of you talking about JFK already. Just go ahead and do an episode on the conspiracy. Otherwise, stop talking about it. So,
yeah, he said we reference it multiple times, but he kept. So he started. What do you say? Like a month ago. A month ago, he started listening to the episodes, and he's just been grinding it out, which is impressive because at almost 3 hours an episode. I think our shortest one is an hour and a half, and he was 20 episodes in, and he finally hit us up, and so. That's 60 hours of us just meandering through time and space.
Talking about old stuff that probably wasn't even relevant then.
Probably not.
And he listened to it anyways.
Yeah, but he did say we referenced multiple times about how we start heading down the JFK rabbit hole and then we never complete it. So to all our listeners, there is a JFK episode coming up. I'm trying to do some research now and catch up with all the information in his head because I have zero other than the fact that I know his name is John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and I did meet his granddaughter.
You met in
Maria
person?
Shriver,
really?
Is a Kennedy, so offspring. I guess it'd be a granddaughter.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife?
Ex-wife now.
Ex-wife.
Yeah, when you hokey pokey with the housemaid.
Ah.
Yeah, but she was a sweetheart. I will say this. I met Nancy Pelosi. No, I didn't meet Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, this was at the San Bruno fire, or the incident where the PG&E had the gas leak and it blew the giant hole in the ground and like 4 blocks were decimated in San Bruno.
Oh, yeah.
So we responded to that, and the next morning, everybody's just broke off, covered in dirt and whatever. And Nancy Pelosi walked down with a bodyguard. Believe he was armed. We went over to approach her to say hi, and he stopped us and nodded like, that's not going to happen. She walked over, took a picture in front of the hole, and then turned around and walked away.
Oh.
That was her mingling with the people.
Thank you for coming.
Yes. And Maria Shriver came down, and at this point, we were kind of taking like naps in the lawn, like just snapped. We haven't slept in 2 days. And she walked over and asked how we were doing. Great job, everybody. She asked us if we wanted to take a picture. And at that point, she went to put her arm around me. And then my captain at the time ran over and goes, wait. Oh, no, it was my chief. Wait, hang on. And got everybody together. And somehow I ended up from her almost having her arm around me in a picture, just me and her, to I'm way here on the outside. And then everybody's in it. And I went, well, that moment was stolen. But either way, she was a very sweet lady. So I commend her for coming down and actually hanging out with the lowly townspeople.
And taking a picture with you.
And taking a picture. So I have a picture with the Kennedy. So that was kind of cool.
That would be his granddaughter?
I think so. I think that's how it works. I don't know.
Niece or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So
is that Robert Kennedy's daughter?
I have no
We'd
idea.
have to check that out.
Yeah. Fact check. We'll have Hank fact check us on this.
So real quick, if you are watching us on YouTube, you can see that some of the stuff in the background has changed. I got a new lamp.
It's green gorgeous
lamp. I got that from the Rip and Christian thrift store in Modesto. It was originally $19.99. I got it for $9.99.
Ooh, yeah. You talked him down, huh?
And then on my other corner here, we have a new was it coat rack? Would you call it a coat rack?
I would say it's a coat rack. Yeah.
Coat rack.
And impeccable craftsmanship.
Built out of an old disc blade that I stole from Mako Farms. Thank you, Mako Farms. And
for sponsoring the coat rack.
So I grinded that all together, or welded it and then grinded it all together, because I'm not a welder. I'm a grinder.
I'm a grinder. Yeah. Same here.
So those are the new things in the back, and we have a candle lit just to set the mood for the perfect rendezvous.
We're trying to highlight the Merle Thompson construction hat, but we had some technical difficulties, so
we got to do a little bit of work on that.
Yeah,
but
we lit the candle.
Have we thanked our sponsors yet?
No, we haven't, and we definitely want to do that.
We need to thank our sponsors because we haven't done that live. We've just had their commercials on.
Yeah.
So I just wanted.
I did get to spend Amma Blossom. A short while with one of our sponsors, Miss Lori Bonnell.
Oh,
so
nice.
That was kind of cool. I tried not to sing the song, but the minute you have to say her name, it just comes out now. There's really no option.
I'm sure that she said that she gets that quite a bit, actually.
Does she?
Yeah. I said, have you gotten much business from the commercial? She said, no, but everybody sings my commercial to me.
Well, there you go.
That's getting your name out there,
Yeah.
right?
I'm telling you, Frankel's a gifted man.
Yeah.
I speak English. He speaks music. He has the ability.
So our first sponsor we want to thank is Grossi Electric. Grossi Electric out in Escalon. They will wire up your new Holler, or if you want to add on something to your Holler, your Sheller, your anything.
They do solar and automation.
Exactly.
And your automation needs.
So we want to, if you guys are in Escalon or you guys need some electrical stuff done, give old Michael Grossi a phone call. Cal Freight. Cal Freight delivers liquids, refrigerated goods, all kinds of stuff across the United States. So Cal Freight, we want to thank you guys for sponsoring us as well.
And now we got my daughter every time she sees a Cal Freight truck, because it says California Freight on the side, but when we drive by, she goes, Cal Freight. That's what every time we see it, and we see it all the time. They do a lot of work in Oakdale, so every time we drive past one, hey, Dad, Cal Freight.
I think they get a lot of milk out of Modesto.
Yeah.
So they're big into.
Oh, you go over on Kansas, there's that, what is it, the creamery right there?
Yeah.
There's always Cal Freight trucks in front of that one, too. So
they're big into moving stuff for Amazon, wine and milk and refrigerated goods.
Well, there you go.
So call up Cal Freight, look them up. I'm sure it's just calfreight.com. Okay, next we have Row Refrigeration for all your refrigeration goods. You know, it's always good to get a cold beer when you go into the Quick Stop.
Heck yeah.
It's always good to have a nice cold air conditioner on a hot day.
If you need a cold snack or a wobble pop,
they're the company that's going to keep your beers cold.
That's right.
They're going to keep your family cool when it's really, really hot because they know how to work on the air conditioning. What else do they do?
Oh, does he do AC too?
AC. They do the big, huge commercial refrigerators for any company. Say a big walk-in
or grocery
fridge,
store.
Grocery store.
I need to keep my DiGiorno's and my obviously I need my French fries and my chicken nuggies.
Yep.
So
chicken nuggie.
Got to keep your nuggies cold.
So they specialize in keeping all things cold. And our new sponsor, I'm sure maybe some of you heard it, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. He spoke for the Silo Hill Web. He's actually the voiceover.
Oh, yes.
John Haida, he has started a new business over there in Idaho, and he specializes in webmaster. That's what it's called, right? Webmaster?
Yeah, I believe so.
Creating websites and also managing social media for people. So if you have...
If your Instagram is just popping and there's way too much traffic, call Johnny Haida.
Or if it's not popping and you want it to
want it to pop, if you like taking pictures of your dinner and you want 2 million followers to know what you ate for dinner, call... What's the name of the company?
Silo Hill Web.
Silo Hill Web. I'm not joking. He's already got stuff on some of these pages, and we were just looking it up, like 190,000 followers or something. And I was like, oh my goodness, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. No, he's
not messing around.
He knows the right buttons to push and the levers to leave. So
if you're a 16-year-old girl in high school and you really want your Instagram to rock, or your Snapchats, your Chap Snaps, your tweeters.
You want to be a, what's it called? If you're an Instagram, not model, but influencer.
Oh, influencer. Yes. Social media influencer. It's a profession. Did you know it's one of the top professions kids pick nowadays?
Really?
Yep. So social media influencer. So if you want to open up packages on YouTube, or you just want to have people follow you around and watch whatever you do all day and you post it on Instagram, you're an influencer. And that's a legit profession.
Can you go to college for it?
I don't think you need to.
Just make it happen?
We should look that up. I'm going to look that up while you're doing this. I'm going to see if there's college courses there has to be. I bet it's at Berkeley. I bet Berkeley has a social media course.
All right. So really quick while he's doing that, thank you again to all our sponsors, Grossi Electric, California Freight, Row Refrigeration, And Silo Hill Web, thank you for sponsoring YuSkool Podcast. So now we're going to move on.
And if people wanted to sponsor or they want a commercial, how do they contact us?
I'm sure they could just DM us on our Instagram or something.
There you go. You can email us at what is our email? YuSkool.podcast@gmail.com.
Or I think my Yahoo one is YuSkool@yahoo.com.
Okay.
So
there you go.
All right, so are we going to call Hanky Panky, or are we waiting, or what are we doing?
We're waiting. He's got some work to do. He'll probably call us here in about 5 minutes, he said.
Okay, so you had a story about go, no go.
Oh, yes, the go, no go classes. UC Irvine. If you go to UC Irvine, you can take a social media marketing course. That's it. Build a professional portfolio with knowledge and skills needed. It's an 18-week course. Apply now. UC Berkeley. I knew it. Berkeley always has those stupid classes. Underwater basket weaving. UC Berkeley.
So there's a professor that teaches that.
There is somebody that teaches that.
Kind of like Coach Fred. He teaches a fantasy baseball football class at Escalon Dent. I shouldn't say
at Dent.
I shouldn't say where he works.
Oh, well.
But Coach Fred, that's what he does. Is he does a
dental professions. If you're cleaning for teeth cleaning and football.
So, anyways, you had a go no go story that you wanted to talk about.
I got two separate go no goes. So I don't even know what episode this would have been on. Back in, we're talking many moons ago. And I have a howling wolf in the background to back me up on this. So many moons ago, we had a discussion between us and Cowboy Chris about the go, no go incident. And everybody at some point has had that moment where you've both pulled up to the stop sign. You kind of start to go, they start to go, you stop, and they stop. Then you go, but they go. And you're stuck in this, or you're both sitting at the stop sign, you go. No, you go. No. And then they'll always hit you back with that. No, you go. And it's like, just drive already. Seriously, just freaking, it's the pedal on the right. Just push down on it. We're both trying to move on with our lives. So anyways, now after we've had that, I think I'm doing it just for fun. I think I'm doing it just to poke people's buttons.
So you overemphasize the go.
Oh no. Yeah.
After you.
No. You go. And then I wait till they start to leave, and then I gun it and then stop real quick just to add that extra confusion. They have no idea what's happening. I shouldn't do that, but it's fun. So I had one go, no go moment where I'm going out. The first one was when I go to pick up the bar top. I put that big old, like the redwood bar top I put outside next to the pool. As I'm kind of pulling into this driveway out in Jamestown, this other guy came kind of pulling in at the same time. And we both said like, oh, well, the gate's locked. Cool. So we call him and the guy opens up the gate and we both kind of hit the gas to drive in. And then we stopped and he did like the, no, you go. And I went, you don't want to do that to me right now. No, you go. And he kind of sat there like, and then, and I almost feel bad, but I don't. And he creeped just a moment. I just revved it real quick. And then he stopped and kind of like shakes. And then I was like, no, I said you go. You go ahead and go. So he goes, but he turns real sharp. And he's probably in I'm guessing 2018, or 2017. It was probably 2 years old. Brand new Toyota Tacoma, lifted, whatever. Hits the side. As he goes, he hits the side post to kind of creep around me of this guy's metal gate and just puts probably a 4.5 foot gash into the side of his dark green Toyota Tacoma.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, folded. It wasn't even a scratch. Folded the metal into a literal crease and then just cut the paint right off it.
Ugh.
And I went, that is hands down the worst go, no go moment I'm ever going to have. Oh, here we go. Who's this?
No.
No?
No,
oh, never mind. False alarm. Dang it.
So you had a real bad go no go, and he had to go home and tell his wife what he did.
Oh yeah. And I let him drive by, but kind of snickered to the side because I thought that's not how I thought this was going to go. But if you're a crappy driver, you're a crappy driver. So you got to realize you're going through a gate, bud. There's barriers. You don't just get a pick. You just can't freelance.
Right.
You got to keep it between the buoys, between the navigational beacons. So, and he failed at that one. He was so busy watching me to not pay attention to him. So I felt a little bad, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then we had the other, where was the other one? Where did I put my phone? I need to do a reference. You're probably going to have to edit this later. Where was my go, no go? Oh, here we go. So this is the other funny thing about having a podcast is I tend to voice things. I don't know if you guys do this, but when you want to remember something, but you're driving, I just pull out my phone real quick and then hit like the voice record. And then I just talk into my phone and hope it gets the majority of what I've said.
Yeah. So you don't do a voice memo.
I should do a voice memo, but I do the talk. So it has to type it out for me. So later on I can read it. But I should just start doing voice recorders.
If you did a voice memo, then you could is there a quick button for voice memo? I don't know, but if there is,
You could set it up. So the other thing is I don't trust the voice memo anymore because when I was going through medic school, I set it up to do a whole bunch of recordings for all my medications. So I drive around and listen to recordings of me, read the medications off so I can memorize it while I was driving. And then I get on my phone one day and they were all gone. Everything like deleted.
Really?
So, man, you are a popular guy. Yeah. I told you, that's Norm. It's Norm. Yeah. But we should talk about that at some point too. How everybody got their nicknames.
How the Norm started.
Yeah. I gave you that nickname.
Yes. Yeah. I'm well aware of that.
Yep. So, so reached the stop sign. It was a no go moment almost. We tied. He wasn't paying attention, but he was to the right. So if you're to the right, according to Love Safety Driving School, right? If everybody took that class, if you both tie, the driver to the right is supposed to go. So, but he wasn't really paying attention.
I never even heard of that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah. So if 3 out of 4 people reach the intersection at the same time, you just go clockwise to the right. Who's ever the last person to the right, it's your turn. And then you work your way back to the left. I don't know why. It's just a rule they made. And it's like the only thing I learned out of that entire course.
Never even heard that.
Yep. So that's a traffic safety rule for all of you out on the road right now. But I gave him a go. He gave me a go. And then I went, the game has begun. So I gave him a go back. And then he kind of stood there for a minute. And then it says, come on there, big shooter. Let's do this dance. But he waved and went. So turns out, though, he was going left. And because he's to my right and he's going left and we tied, I think he tried to be cool and was like, I'm about to come around you, so it'd be faster for you to go. But I was falling. But he didn't have his blinker on. Well, if you're going to be turning left and you're going to come past me, turn your blinker on. Let me know it's going to take you longer to do the out and the curve than for me just to go straight when we both meet. So anyways, he came around me and I kind of gave him the nod, what's up? Thanks.
Yeah.
We played a little game there, but I thought he was going to let me keep going back and forth. And he shut me down. He just said, all right, I'm going to pull right around you.
He took the bull by the horns.
Yeah, he did. Good man. That's Merca.
Hey, you got to drive aggressively.
Yeah.
That's what they always say.
So this is my thing now. And it's probably not a good one, but I have fun with it. I love coming to an intersection, tying with somebody. And then let's go.
Then bounce back and forth.
Let's do the dance. How long are we going to do this?
One thing that I hate about pulling up to an intersection is, say there's 2 lanes or even 1 lane. The guy on the right-hand side, if you're going to make a right, you go to the right-hand side. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go straight, you usually get into the left lane.
Yes.
Say if it's a 2-laner.
Oh, if you're saying if it's a double straight or the guy to the right can turn?
Yeah.
If you plan on going straight, stay the heck out of that right lane.
Exactly.
Oh!
Because then you get up to that stoplight and they don't give you enough room to take that right.
Yeah.
So they just kind of sit there, and it's usually the longest red light too. You just sit there and you're waiting and you're thinking, if this jackwagon would have just gotten into the left lane, I could have already turned and I wouldn't be sitting here.
Now my daughter's going to be late for school. Her grades are going to slump. She's not going to get in the college she needed to. She won't get, and then because she didn't get there, she didn't get the job. Like, you're decimating my daughter's life because you can't figure out I need to be in the left lane.
I don't know if it was that serious in that situation,
But who
it's
knows?
close enough.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
It's a butterfly, the butterfly effect.
You know,
cause a tsunami on that.
The worst one that I get into is the one coming into Ripon. And they have, because Ripon is now like a shortcut for people, since the highway's always backed up.
They're trying to, yeah.
Those apps, traffic apps, they'll tell you as you're going down 99, okay, take a right.
Turn off Austin and
go through Ripon.
Yeah.
And so one of Ripon's things to do to make it not a quick route is make the stoplights longer. So that way the, whatever
like Google or whatever iPhone Maps is telling you, oh, you'll save 2 minutes by taking the opposite route.
This route is faster.
Okay.
So they decided, so you're only allowed like 2 vehicles. The light will turn green, 2 vehicles, then it turns red. Like,
what light is this?
Green, orange, red.
I mean, well played, Ripon City Council, but come on, man.
It's the one right there, the West Ripon and Jacktone by Quick Stop.
Yep.
So it literally goes green, yellow, red. Like that quick.
Done.
You're only 2 cars in, and then the cop sits right there and enforces it. Make sure nobody else goes through.
He's going to hit his quota just off that one light.
So that one, there's 3 lanes. There's the one on the left.
Old Danny Sowers just hanging out right there, ready to pop it, huh? No, I'm kidding. Love you, Danny.
The one all the way to the left is the turn left. The one in the middle is to go straight. The one on the right is to go straight or turn right. And I always get stuck when I want to take a right, stuck behind that guy that's going to go straight.
Yep.
And that just so happens that light takes the longest because they don't.
Oh, so you're trying to get over to Mako Farms, and he's on his way to Weston.
Probably.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't really care about my kid's education, so I'm just going to sit at this light forever.
And I don't care if you go drink beer with your buddy Matt.
Yeah. So I'm just going to park in this lane, even though I could have picked the left one.
Exactly.
Idiot.
No. But yeah, no, that I've never really been in a bad go no go. I was almost in a go no go the other day with Andrew Tyhurst.
Oh, really? Our good buddy Andy, huh?
We stopped at the road at the exact same time. Sorry, Andy Tyhurst. I always say Andrew.
Andrew. I like Andrew, actually.
He called me out the other day on it. So me and Andy both pull up the stop sign together.
The bearded dragon.
And so I went by and I just gave him a nice long wave, but I drove by kind of slow. And at first,
did you tell him to have himself a good long day?
Good.
That's what that was?
Well, then we ran into each other at the donut shop. So it was one of those deals where, so maybe we could have just rode together next time.
Yeah.
Get a donut.
Good point.
I shouldn't be in the donut shop eating donuts, but I was. So
hey, we got to support local business.
And now the donut shop is going out of business.
Can you believe that?
A lot of those old men, they're not going to know what to do.
I don't know. We just got our grandpa an iPhone, so he was up to date with everybody at the donut shop, and now there's no donut shop. So what's he going to do on his iPhone?
Now they're going to close it down. Maybe he could just buy the donut shop.
It's true.
I'm sure it's not that expensive.
I can't imagine overall startup, especially with everything already in there.
Do you think a 93-year-old man would like to start a
I will say this. He
business?
has the work ethic. Have you known anybody else to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning so that they can work all day in their 90s?
To cook donuts?
Yeah, he would do it.
I bet you he would.
Yeah.
He's, he does, like you said, he does have a crazy work ethic.
Yes.
So if any 93-year-old was going to open up a donut shop, I guess it would be him.
And he's got free time now because I think he's single.
Oh, is he?
Are we supposed to be talking about his social life?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's the last time we talked. He was thinking about breaking. And I said, I'm having a conversation with my 93-year-old grandfather about how he may or may not break up with his girlfriend. And I said, well, why are you going to break up with her? Well, I don't know. I'm just really busy. You're 93. What do you have going on? But he's always working. He's always got something going on. And he said that kind of bothers her. She just wants him to have free time for her. But he's got a lot going on. So he doesn't really know. I said, well, that's the only reason you break up with her? Well, yeah. Well, that's not really a reason to break up. Like if she cheated on you or you cheated on her or there was somebody else. I get it. But other than that, like, I don't know, man. Drive a backhoe one less day and spend it with your really good looking girlfriend.
Younger.
She is good looking for her age. You have to admit.
Yeah.
So he did well for himself. I hope I have that kind of game at 93.
I hope I have that stamina, that work ethic, look is good, and that fighter mentality like he has.
We don't have that now.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't have
why
any of
I think
that
I
stuff.
would get it in 60 years from now.
But hey, you never know. Never
Or
know.
60. I guess it'd be 50, 55 years from now.
Yeah.
Either way, I was never good at math.
Oh, wow.
I'm a mathematician.
No. My beats are mathematical, but my math is not mathematical.
Lyrically
Acrobatical. Yeah, that's right.
All right, well, let's take a little break, and then we'll come right back. We're going to try to get Hank on the phone. Let's see what time is it. Oh, Hank's, yeah, it's almost time for Hank.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to get Hank on the phone in just a little bit. Bones wants to talk about his booger eater dream.
Yes.
We got something to talk about socks, and we're going to lead into socks into some cleaning Lysol.
Oh, yeah.
Hazmat stuff.
Good transition. So we're going to go to break, but stand by. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
YuSkool out.
You got some things to move. You call cow freight. Refrigerated or dry food. Cow freight. Pick up the dang old phone and call cow freight.
California Freight, a family-owned and operated business since 1989. Located right here in California's Central Valley. And just like our military, they're serving this country nationwide. Cal Freight takes pride in all their loads, coast to coast, no matter what you need delivered, whether it's food, beverage, dry goods, or anything in bulk. They're making sure that load's delivered on time. Let's face it, your customers are their customers too. So call Cal Freight, 209-599-5418. Hey, it never hurts to get an extra bid.
Call cow freight. Cow freight. You know I'm calling cow freight. Call cow freight.
Hey everyone, I am here to tell you about a business owned by my good friend John Hyder. It's called Silo Hill Web. Silo Hill Web is a web design and internet marketing agency in the Treasure Valley of Idaho. They offer everything from custom web design to social media marketing. It doesn't matter if you live in Idaho or here in California. Silo Hill Web can help you succeed in the digital marketing landscape. Check him out at www.silohillweb.com.
Fire in the hole. All right. Wakey, wakey. No more breaky.
I like that. Wakey, wakey, no more breaky.
Oh, eggs and bakey.
Hands off Snakey. Welcome back, everyone. We just had a little break, and Bonies went to go grab another. What are you drinking there, Bones?
So off of episode, what was it? Episode 65 is what we discussed, the Sonky one. We talked about Vice Grip Garage, and our buddy off of there likes to refer to beers as wobble pops or cold snacks.
Cold snacks.
That's one of his, one of his little words. So, a guy likes to drink a cold snack every now and then.
Guy likes to get his peepers on the beer.
Yeah. And so they hit me up and started talking about, oh man, isn't it so funny that he calls them wobble pops or cold snacks? And I was like, well, oddly enough, I started one of my, our longtime listener, Rhett, shout out to Rhett, got me onto this beer, and he kept saying he went down and he found this beer at a restaurant, whatever. And he was like, it's like a Cold Curse original, right? It's kind of tastes like a Yellow Jacket, but it's out of Montana, and it's called a Montucky cold snack. And I thought, what a funny name for a beer. Why would they call it a cold snack? Then you guys started talking about Vice Grip Garage. And so after the episode, I went on and watched Vice Grip Garage. And sure as heck,
I'll be dipped.
Well, I'll be dipped. A guy likes to have himself a cold snack every now and then. And I went, well, what do you know? It's actually called a cold snack.
Montucky. Is that in between Kentucky and Montana?
I'm guessing so. It's 12 ounces of refreshment, and 8% of all proceeds go back to local causes. So they have it listed on the box, the different stuff that they donate money to, which I thought was kind of cool. And then it has on the can, don't be a jerk, recycle.
So that's like the Deftones horse running across.
That's what I was thinking. It's like a Deftones, the White Horse, or the Gavin Rosdale when he broke off on his own and did the like a solo album kind of thing. He had an album that was called White Horse or something like that, White Pony or something like that.
Yeah.
No, Deftones is White Pony.
Okay.
And anyway, so he had a White Horse on one of his albums too. And if you ever listen to me, I'll always list Bush as one of my top 5 bands I need if I'm ever stranded on a deserted island. And I've met him.
Yes.
So
Have you ever told that story on the podcast?
I don't know, but I love to bring that up every time people talk about music. The day I met Gavin Ross, actually it was a really bad day. So
I remember you telling me about that.
yeah.
It was a great story, but
You know, a guy gets into trouble every now and then.
Yeah,
And that was one of those nights.
well, when you set your peepers on a famous person like that, you get all starstruck and you want to go party like a rock star.
And you want to party like a rock star. And when we were kids, sneaking backstage and doing silly stuff or whatever, you know, getting a little tipsy at a you know, a cool venue, like a famous event. It was like, this is a moment. I'm sharing a moment with millions of people in musical history. So a door opened up as we were walking out of, we were in San Francisco. What's the Warfield. And so we're at the Warfield, finished an awesome concert. We're leaving. This door opened up and I was like, let's go. And I ran through the door because I knew where that door was headed. That door, everybody in there was wearing VIP badges and I didn't have one. So I had to creach down real low because obviously I'm 2 feet taller than everybody else. Snuck backstage and here I am. I'm hanging out and looked around and my wife didn't follow me into the backstage secret area. So I got to meet him, but she was stranded outside on a very shady part of town in San Francisco and was slightly upset with me when I chose to meet somebody. But I was like, if it was Beyonce, you would have done the same thing. You would have ditched me in a heartbeat to meet Queen Bee.
So that was your Beyonce.
He was my, you know me. Mm-hmm. How much do I love Bush?
I know.
It's so ridiculous. And I thought, I'm going to do it. I had a year or two before that, they had a concert on my birthday at Mont Bleu. And I begged her, we got to get tickets. Let's go. And it didn't happen. And right before that, it was always in the summertime and it was always fire season. I'd buy tickets and then I'd have to sell them to somebody because I didn't get to go. But I was there. That was my moment. He's through that door. I just got to walk through that door. So I did. And in the meantime, it turns out I ditched my wife. And that was not good. Don't do that.
For how many hours did you ditch your wife?
It was less than 1. But her sitting outside on a creepy street in San Francisco with like hobos walking around trying to bum cigarettes off her was enough to really tick her off.
She probably wasn't super excited about
No,
it.
she
Nobody
wasn't.
would be.
So, but our marriage counselor was, because he made a killing off of that one decision. So, shout out to Dr. V. Hey, what's up, buddy? So, hope you're enjoying that Corvette I bought you. Anyways, no, that was so. Don't do that. Just always choose your wife. I learned that lesson the hard way, but I love her very much. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
But
moving on.
it was worth it to.
I got a photo with him.
It was worth it.
And I got to tell him a life story that I always wanted to share with him. So that was kind of cool. And I did tell him that I've owned that CD like 6 times, and every time it was in my CD player got stolen. That and Bob Marley.
Is it Hank?
Always.
Hanky Panky Postma.
Oh, Hanky Panky.
Can you hear me okay? I'm driving.
Yeah, we hear you good.
Hank, are you a longtime listener? First time us calling you?
I don't know if I can say I'm a long-time listener. I'm an avid listener.
You're a new
I only
listener.
heard about the podcast, may say, 4 months ago, and have been listening maybe every, at least once a day, if not more than once a day. I'll tell you.
Hank, how many episodes would you say you've
Dirty little
accomplished?
secret.
How many?
I've accomplished quite a few, and then all of a sudden the YouTube videos started coming out, and then I got double downing on a couple episodes, maybe even triple downing, because then I tried to figure out how the views are working on YouTube. Got a little distracted, similar to when I first started the podcast. This is one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, so trying to figure that out for the first time. I hit a couple more than once. But I think I've probably tackled about 30 now.
So 30
Still have a few
episodes.
to go.
Let's say even 2 hours a pop, which we know they're all more than that. You're into us at least 60 to 70 hours.
Yeah, no, I mean, one of my favorite ones is only an hour. It's episode 5 with Ashley and Alan. It's kind of cute, just the wedding for the married couple. You know, a couple days after Valentine's, you can tell they're still kind of blazing over the moon glory.
That
of
was
it
a good
all.
episode.
I should do that
Short,
again.
short, sweet. Put it on sometime in the evening, you know, kind of kindle some romance with the old lady one night. See how that works out for you.
There you go.
I should, you know what? I should do another podcast with my wife.
Does Ashley have any nicknames she's given herself?
Probably like Ashhole, Smashly.
Shitseed?
No nicknames she's given herself though.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Hank, your nickname on this podcast would be what? Hanky Panky?
Yeah, I don't think I ever gave that to myself. I'll take any nickname. I'll have whatever you want to give me. There's been several over the years. That's mild, so I'll take that.
Break
definitely
down the
curated.
list of nicknames you've received over your life.
I think Hanky Panky was one of the first ones. You know, my brother probably called me that when I was 3 years old. He used to get me in tears. He'd tell me, Hanky Panky, the Aladanky deserves a spanky. And like run around the house, like screaming, right? And I have no idea like why that triggered some kind of emotional reaction out of me. But, you know, older brothers or older siblings can do that. Alan, you have no idea what we're talking about.
No.
But I'm sure you incited that.
Yes.
Your siblings, for sure. Fear.
I watch my children do it.
I did hear a nickname last time I was at your house. Sonky throughout the Dr. Love, which I hadn't heard for some time.
Remember Dr. Love?
I do.
I still have a Dr. Love business card, as a matter of fact.
The PhD.
If I can track it down, I will post that on Instagram, on our Instagram, so you can find that.
What did
It's like my first AOL handle.
What did the PhD stand for?
Personal honey doctor.
The old personal honey doctor. I love
That's right.
it.
So if you needed help with girls in I guess we were in high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
so
in our prime. We were junior. I think junior in high school is when I fabricated the business card.
I believe so.
Started handing those out. There's a limited amount, right? Because I only have so much time.
Well, you know, when your dad
owns,
owns, or when your dad makes business cards, you're probably going to have a pretty sweet business card, wouldn't you think? He never did get to make mine for work, which that's a bummer. I was really waiting for one day. He's even told me I'm going to do gold foil. We're going to do gold foil for you. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So he's going to do
I got to tell you, probably one of my favorite reasons for playing board games. It's like one of those things you run out of all those little tablets, and every game has them, right? You've taken down scores on different games and whatnot, and my dad could just reproduce those. He would just need one page. And so you get on like the last one, like, oh, we're going to throw the board game away. Like after this, there's no more keeping score or anything. He just full on like, here's 5 tablets, guys, keep after it. Of any kind of board game. So sweet.
You could make your own version of Monopoly that way.
Yeah.
With all kinds of
Monopoly money
random,
happened too.
like go to jail, but he could put in a cop's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the business? What was the business as the PhD?
Well, it was, at the time in high school, not everybody has the confidence that we all do today. And I think there's a level of confidence that you get as you grow but it was something where I would lend my ear and spend some advice to friends of mine who maybe would have possession of said cars, call at any time for help with the girl of their choosing. So you all know when you fall in love with those puppy eyes, you go blind, you kind of freeze up, and you don't really know what to do or say. And so you kind of coach them along a little bit, and then it's on a very personalized basis, helping you and your honey, doctor it along there a little bit.
And the best part was this was all pro bono, correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no fees, no nothing.
It was
just you watched Hitch one time and said, "That's what we need here," and I'm going to do it. I'm going to step up.
I gotta say, it was before Hitch. You can look up the date of the movie, but I'm pretty sure it preceded the movie. But the same concept, the exact same concept, for sure.
I bet it was a contract for a lifetime, right? If I still had some problems and I wanted to call you, you would still help me. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's about that. It's about helping. It's not about making a buck.
Hitch is 2005. Years.
Oh yeah, you were
so basically Hitch is based on you.
You're
not based on Hitch.
I didn't copyright it, so good for Will Smith.
Way to capitalize on.
I think I got that card from you in
Hank
1997, maybe 1996.
96, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that was
a whole decade ahead of my time. Wow,
that was clutch.
Well played, sir. So, Hanky Panky,
so
Hank the Tank.
I should have taken that into a professional career. Apparently, I missed on that.
Well, I think you're doing all right for yourself, though.
No, I'm completely satisfied. I'll do that on the side anytime.
I appreciate that. I could have used you in what we literally just discussed before this phone call. I could have said, Hank, I'm backstage with the rock star, but my wife just sent me a note from outside that says, get your butt out here right now. And I should have called you and said, make the decision for me. And you would have told me, save yourself a lot of money and just go outside because the picture ain't going to be worth it. And it wasn't. It really wasn't.
If I could have possibly answered that call, the 4 words that have come out of my mouth. And that's probably all I would have said. And I left it in the air to let you kind of figure yourself out.
Let me guess.
One life.
No regrets. Love it. Okay. All right. Well, then, all right. Money. Then I guess Dr. V would have gotten the money anyway. So there you go. So,
hey, Hank, where are you? What are your whereabouts right now?
So I'm actually driving the 101. I'm kind of in between, I would say, Napomo and headed south. And I'm just passing this barn that's been built within the last 3 years. It's built to look old, like out of all steel. So it's kind of got that rusted look over time.
I know right where you are.
And so if you've ever driven the road, like they were building it, and you're like, what the hell is that barn? Like in the middle of the grassy fields of cows, in the middle of nowhere. And so I'm driving past that right now, heading towards, I think, Buellton. I don't think I passed, or maybe I passed Buellton. I'm heading towards Gabby, but something like that.
What city is this in?
Napomo.
Never heard of it.
Buellton. I'd say closer to Buellton.
Okay.
This is down south.
Yeah. So South San Luis Obispo County is the last Cal Fire station in San Luis is Napomo. That's the farthest south, but you're past that.
All right.
So you're speeding like a demon on 101 South.
And you just got out of a work meeting. Right?
Yeah, and I got the pleasure of talking to you guys, which is enchanting.
Love it.
Couldn't be happier.
Congratulations. You've made an episode.
We were trying to get you on earlier, but never really worked out, and now is the time.
He's a hard-working man.
Like Brooks and Dunn
Yeah,
says.
I'm gonna see what I can do about getting on more of these. I'm hoping to be up in your neck of the woods in a couple weeks, doing some work up that way, like I think I told you about.
Well, then maybe we could do a live one.
That would be exciting. I got a few things I would be interested in debating you about that I've been researching. Since I've been listening, I've been finding out more about my homies, things that I wouldn't know on a casual conversation here or there that I get once a year.
Off the top of your head, do you have any of those topics?
Oh yeah, the JFK one was one that automatically like triggered, like, oh, Alan's kind of looking into JFK. That's one of these worldwide conspiracies. My dad was always captivated by it because like he was in that generation where he probably remembers being in school and told to go home, like during this whole thing. It was before you and I, all of us were alive, but it's still we all heard and know about it, right?
Right.
And so
it's like a 9/11 moment.
It's like a Pearl Harbor moment.
Yeah, exactly. It was their generation's 9/11.
Totally. And so I think that's a fun one to spin out on, debunk, what have you. I did after listening to one of the episodes, you did this great drop, and then it hooked me so much. I was like, all right, I'm gonna find that rabbit hole. I'm gonna stick my head in there and just go ahead first. It was about the wink, right? You said, you got to see this. There's this wink. It's so suspicious. And, are you sure it was a wink and not a blink? I'm like, la, la, la. And so I'm checking into it. And ironically, I have to say, the funniest thing I thought about it, and I don't know if you even knew this, the guy who winked, do you know his name?
No.
Al Thomas?
No.
The closest to Al Thompson you can get. Al Thomas. Alan Thomas. I was like, what? That has to be made up. No, it's real. It's the guy. And it was like the night before JFK did this whole ceremonial speech kind of commemorating him for all of his service in the Senate and how great of a thing he's done in the Texas because they were in his district, I guess, or whatever. Yeah, look it up. The winker name was Al
We need
Thomas.
a picture of this guy because how do we know you're not a time traveler? And at some point, you went back and then winked at the camera.
Oh, wrong button.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I just thought that's why you bought into it.
No.
bro, that was a Brother Brad moment, and I failed.
I didn't even know the name, to be honest with you. I thought it was really weird that they happened to catch a guy blinking with one eye at LBJ the second after he swore in as president because John F. Kennedy was assassinated. I just thought that was an odd thing to do, to wink at the new president.
No, I did too. So I did a little research on that, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong because it's only been a few days maybe since I've been digging into this stuff. So it turns out this guy who did the wink at LBJ is like LBJ's protege. He's several years younger. They're both from the same district, so he's looked up to him in a similar way that you would maybe say you look up to like a Phil Cook individual, and you kind of aspire to these people growing up, and all of a sudden you see this dude's like mentor to me, president, swearing in, and he turns and looks at you. You couldn't give him a wink. I mean, you can't really throw the thumbs up at that point. So I think there's more to that story that gets kind of spun out, and I think that's where I would say I would debunk anything you'd bring on the conspiracy. The more I read about it, it's all kind of turns to me like it's people wanting to believe something happened because it seems too surreal that such a nobody could take out such a giant.
Right.
Which is, I think, all that really happened. Oswald's such a psychopath.
That is
and he tried to kill this other person like a few weeks or a few months before in April. Didn't work out. Actually tried to do it on my birthday, which was kind of stuck in there. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, digress on that one. Let you rebuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's one other thing that I wanted to show you. And I don't know if we want to do it now or maybe when you come into town, and we'll do it in person when we have a little bit more, we can do it. It's better in person because you got a better flow, better vibe, I believe. And then we could also gives us a little more time to do our research. But there's one guy by the name of, I think his name is James Files, and he claims to be the one. Oh boy. He claims to be the one that shot President Kennedy. And if you don't mind, I'm going to play that for you right now, if that's cool.
Yeah, do it.
That came from is exactly where Files stated he was standing.
As far as I can see at this point, President has not been hit in the head at this time. I've seen the body lurch. I know he's been hit. How serious, I don't know. But my last instructions were we're going for headshot. If you have to take a shot, take it. But don't fire unless it's a necessity, unless you really have to. As I squeezed, take off my round, his head moved forward. I missed, and I coming right along the temple. Just right behind the eye. I fired one shot only.
And then the shots came out, and that's when
all hell broke loose. I took the shell casing, I bit down on it. I took it out and I looked at it and I set it on the stockade fence. And there was an indentation from my teeth on the shell casing on the ridge by the orifice.
Since there has never been any publicity,
You guys, I can't hear anything.
and nobody knew what.
So did you hear that?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
No?
Nothing.
That didn't transfer through. Anyways,
We can edit that out.
yeah.
I think it's the guy. If it's the guy you're talking about, I think you mentioned him on like episode. I can't remember.
He bit
but
the shell
He
casing.
like bit the shell casing, put it in the fence or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Which is insane. So now you have a dental print. We got to do a whole episode on this. We really got to chase the rabbit down the hole on this one.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one. Another one that gets me all fired up and passionate is the one that you mentioned, is the 9/11 one. And I don't know if that's just because it's my generation, but that's one I've gone way down the rabbit hole on that one too. And that one's juicy on like relevant evidence, if you want to call it that.
Oh, really? You've gone down the 9/11 rabbit hole?
Yeah, I would get emotionally into that one.
Wow.
I would even do that live. I probably in my brain have enough stuff to go off on that one. The JFK, I still got to do a little bit more research to make sure that I feel real confident about it. But
yeah,
I don't see a why outside of that one. If there is, and it still lines in. But I think I don't know. I'll wait to see what you got. I think I'm on the side with the JFK.
Look around cafe.
Whoops. Now I'm just hitting buttons.
Bones
Sorry.
accidentally hit a button there.
I was going to say, hey, Hank, by the way, I wanted to welcome you to. Oh, it didn't do it.
Hank's Look Around Cafe.
So technically, we're in your cafe right now.
That's true.
Gorgeous.
So really quick, without going down the 9/11 conspiracy theory, was the Twin Towers set up to fall down?
Oh yeah, without a question.
Oh boy.
Okay, we're gonna have to save that then.
I'll leave you with two facts, and then the next time I see you, you can just like throw me down how wrong I was about these obscure facts, right?
Okay.
No, fire them off.
Before 9/11, and I could be wrong, but these are really substantial things to look at. Before 9/11, the largest gold reserve in America was Fort Knox. The second largest was under the World Trade Center. Before 9/11, the CIA headquarters was in Langley, Virginia. The second place was in the World Trade Tower 7. Both of those things went down and like just disappeared. And there's no real like, let's look at that. There was, $230 billion of natural commodities, gold and silver, that are somewhere disappeared. They're just supposed to be underground down there. Question about that. And the CIA covering up their second largest headquarters in a tower that didn't get hit, building number 7, that also fell in a free fall formation. I would also question the steel frame building. I believe there are only 3 in existence to ever collapse from burning, and those are the 3 World Trade Center towers. Like a bomber in World War II flew into the Empire State Building, and somehow that didn't collapse. But we'll dive into that rabbit hole.
But it wasn't holding enough Jet A fuel to really. But steel expands.
No, the jet fuel, you couldn't burn it. You couldn't burn anything with jet fuel. There's
steel expands at 1,000 degrees, right? But I don't think it expands enough.
No, the thermo nanotechnology they found on site is what severed the steel structures, and you can see the pictures. I mean, they're demo cut. It's not like that would happen from jet fuel. But if you go down the rabbit hole,
I don't even know. Nanotechnology I've only learned about by watching Marvel movies, because Stark Enterprises has nanotechnology.
Well, he just dropped a thermo nano on you.
Yeah, he did. A thermo nano. Stark doesn't even have thermo nano. He just has nano. That's what the new Spider-Man suit's made out of.
I think that's what he said, thermo nano. But I don't know.
I guarantee you our tax dollars, we've already made it.
The problem is, Hank, I don't know if we're going to disagree on the World Trade Center. The best way to have a discussion is 2 people who believe the opposite going back and forth. So if we both agree, Well,
We're going to need a devil's advocate.
You're going to have fun facts, and I'll have fun facts, and we'll just go at it like that.
We'll just talk about how messed up the government is.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said I don't know who you can find that disagree, because they get me really emotional. Especially the Pentagon. How do they say a plane flew into that? Like, where'd the plane go? Where's
Right.
that visual evidence? Like, just prove me wrong. Please just show me the plane crashing. Like, why are you hiding those videos?
That's a good point.
It's obviously an RPG. Like, there's no way a plane would just vaporize. I guess it happens somewhere else too in the same day. But all these things that just happen, I don't know. Whatever. Got me going.
Did they never recover a plane from the Pentagon?
There's no plane parts. All of the video footage you see of them like putting the fire out, you've seen like the size of those planes. They're like Rolls Royce engines. Those things don't just disappear. That thing would be monstrously laying on the front lawn in a heap. There would be wing parts. There would be luggage. There would be the freaking black box.
Oh, everywhere.
Nothing. You look at it. Go back and Google some pictures.
I've never
and it's
thought
like I
about that.
challenge you. Like, just find one for me. I would love to just get the evidence to prove me wrong. Right? Just show me. I'd love to be wrong about it, but like it's so overwhelmingly something was set up here. Why are you hiding it? I understand like the why at the end of the day, like where we went after 9/11 also didn't really correlate to what happened at 9/11. Like you're saying, this person, he was over here. And I don't know, just kind of weird tangents that the government was going in that no one called them out on for any reason. But alas.
So is there any explanation on why, because I've always wondered this too, is there any explanation on why the two buildings crumbled exactly the way that a demolition company would down a concrete building? Is there any reason why they're exactly the same? How does that
So it
happen?
implodes and collapses on itself?
Yeah, it didn't.
When you think one side, one side's going to burn more because it has all the damage. So wouldn't that be the way the whole tower leans? But it doesn't. It comes
No, and you watch
straight
the
down.
pictures too, and you can see the plumes of smoke coming out like a demo, like it pops out at different floors, like it's exploding downward. And you can, the people with the eyewitnesses who said they hear like a pop, 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 like a demo explosion. Like there's so much evidence that points towards it, but then they'll have like one thing about the whole entire day that points in a different direction, and everybody stops thinking that, oh, well, maybe this wasn't said. It's so distracting, but there's so much evidence that it was obviously demo. Those buildings were set up to be demolished.
Who was the guy that had the island with all the underage girls on it?
Epstein.
Oh,
yeah, where
Jeffrey,
did he go
who
to?
didn't hang himself. Jeffrey Epstein did not hang himself or did not kill himself.
Can't wait for that
But
list
he
to never
had a
come out.
painting in his house that was George W. Bush with two, I believe it was two Jenga towers, and he's holding like a toy airplane or a paper airplane, and he's sitting cross-legged next to these two Jenga towers, and he's smiling.
That's creepy.
Like it was planned. And that's been in his house. That was
There
painted.
was, and I'll have to find this before I come on, but there was an elevator crew that happened 2 weeks before, and they inspected the exact floors that the explosions happened. And it was it was somebody that was related to Bush somehow through that. Like it was super conspiracy, like dripping with, I don't know how much reality it was, but I was like, wow, that's really weird. And it's the same kind of,
It's probably
like,
Gavin Newsom
conspiracy that's
was
dripped in.
working.
It's like the same thermodynamic technology that has these people are finding in the rubble, why they think it burned for so long, and so how they actually could crumble the stuff. The Bush family owns a bunch of stock in those companies too, and it's like it's so weirdly interconnected.
That's very odd. Nothing.
Well, I think we're currently in a rabbit hole as we speak.
Yeah,
We chased it.
it's natural. It's going to happen. But you got some good knowledge. I appreciate this.
Okay, Hank, now we have something even more serious to discuss with you. Are you ready for this
Bring it.
question? All right.
I hope I can talk about it.
Currently, you're a dad, correct?
A loving dad of two, yeah.
Father of two girls, as am myself. Alan, 2 boys and a girl.
2 boys and a girl.
Now,
11 and 8.
now that we've upgraded to full dad status and dad bods, are there shows that you find that you enjoy equally, if not more, with your kids?
Mine is Caillou. Mine's Caillou.
Oh, Caillou. Good Caillou episode. That little bald bastard.
Hopefully cancel culture cancels him.
Gilbert.
Is he canceled yet? Is he still on the air?
Caillou?
Caillou.
Oh, well, everything's on the internet, so you can watch it whenever.
You know which one show that I really wanted to get into with my kids was Sesame Street, and none of my kids liked Sesame Street.
Well, and now the thing is, there's a ton of famous people on there.
Sesame Street?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
The one I wanted my kids to get into is Reading Rainbow, and they just won't do it. They won't do it because I want them to.
LeVar.
I was like, that was such a cool show. LeVar Burton. It was like almost, you go through those discovery, like how it's built, and then there'd be a book at the end. And I remember one where James Earl Jones reading the book, like enthralled, like this is epic.
Yeah.
But they won't go to there. I don't know why.
Could you imagine just listening to James Earl Jones read a book? I don't care what book it is. I would be enthralled.
If you want to hear him read the Bible, he just did a whole thing. James Earl Jones reads the Bible.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be.
I think you just Google that.
I'm going to download that right now. Let's do this.
By the way, Reading Rainbow.
He could read the book of Numbers, the most boring book on the planet. I'll listen to it because it's James Earl Jones.
By the way, Reading Rainbow's song was probably the best kid song too. Take a look. Right. It's in a book. A Reading Rainbow. And then the dragon at the end of it from the sandcastle.
I actually took a summer school class that was called a Reading Rainbow, and you read a book and then do a video for the Reading Rainbow show after you read the book. You know how they had the little kid intros for the book? That was the whole purpose of summer school class. And I hated reading, but I thought, what if I get on TV? How cool is that going to be?
I did
love
the same
Reading
one.
Rainbow.
I remember doing that too. That
yeah.
None of you
guys. At Ripon Elementary. It was great.
None
it was
of you
such
guys
a cool
got
class.
on. That's great.
Yeah, we never made it. That was going to be the start.
So
I got kicked out of Ripon Elementary summer school. They're called in and I'd accidentally spit on a kid, a poor girl. They had one of these cool, I don't know what you call, like a little apparatus you climb on top of, a metal apparatus, like a little plate structure. We didn't have one of those at Ripon Christian, so I was all stoked to climb on top there. I was hanging out on top of it.
Like a Sibian?
Yeah. And so I'm hanging out on top there, and kids couldn't underneath me. Like it was up high enough. And I was just playing, and I had a spit. I just had a bunch of spit in my mouth, and so I just hawked it up. I was all of 6 years old and just spit it out. I'm going right down there's dirt right below me, sand. It's no big deal. Girl running, boom, and nails her in the head.
Oh.
Turns out to be like a teacher's daughter or something.
Of course it was.
I get called into the principal's office immediately, and I'm called out well, you spit at your school? Is this something you're allowed to do? Just spit on people? I'm like, I didn't mean to spit on her. I told the whole story. We're calling you mom. Son.
You're
and
done.
Then my mom comes in, and I was just like, I don't know. My mom got so pissed off. She's like, you're just not coming back there. Forget them. Like, that's horrible. And, my mom, she's a sweetheart. So obviously I was not wrong, but scarred me for life.
Oh, Judy. Judy was fired up.
So was she mad at you or was she mad at the school?
Mad at the school. I never went back to summer school. I didn't do summer school ever again, frankly. I never again.
That is kind of a silly thing to, and I don't say silly too much, but that's kind of a silly thing to get in trouble for. It had to have been the teacher or the principal's daughter.
I wish I knew who the girl was. Maybe she's listening to this podcast and is like, oh, shit. But, I never caught the name. And even growing up, I probably in high school would have been like, holy cow.
Nice to meet you all.
Right? I know it wasn't like Amy Weaver I knew when I was that age because my mom used to babysit her. But there was a handful. It could have been a handful of girls.
Right. Was she your age? Do you remember that part?
So it would have been within 4 years of my age, right? To be running around the playground during summer school at the same time.
So if any girl out there is listening,
you got spit on,
in, let's say, what are you, 4th grade?
No, she was.
This was like
6
first
years
or
old.
second. This was
okay.
youngin', dude. So this would have been.
So if 30 somewhere a little over 30
together.
years ago, you remember getting spit on in summer school, and there's a chance your mom was a teacher then. Go ahead and email us or hit us up on Instagram. We'd love to get your side of the story.
There's always 3 sides of the story.
There's 3 sides to every story. 6 sides to a box, 3 sides to a story.
Oh, that's great.
There's Hank's, yours, and the truth. So,
So back to your original question about TV shows.
yes.
Mine would probably be I've been watching Fuller House with my daughter a little bit, not much, just a little bit.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
We grinded it out. It's not Full House.
Right.
I tried to get it. I tried to go back and we hit it up on whatever it was, and they had episodes of Full House, and she was like, "You could tell this is dated." It's like when our parents tried to make us watch stuff from like the 70s. I was like, "It's dated. I'm not getting it."
The other one was Fuller House, and then there's a movie about horses, like White Rain, or it's on Netflix. It's
Free Rein.
Free Rein.
My girls love that show. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen every one of those too. That's pretty good.
So you've seen that one too, Hank?
Yeah, I got roped into that one, lassoed into that one.
Pardon the pun.
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's one where it's not one I would watch, but you get character development. You get kind of hooked in, and then you're like, okay, I get this. But my girls are like, watch that one twice. And there's a couple spin-off movies that's been over embellished in my house. I don't know. The problem I have, Fuller House is a little bit too grown up for my kids. Maybe yours are older, but there's too many adultish themes, and maybe that's too parenty of me to say. I'd rather my kids be watching shows from the 70s rather than like that 70s show.
Right.
True.
100%.
But I don't know. For me, you probably remember, I loved watching cartoons. Even when I was in high school, like I would watch these Disney shows that would come out with the cartoon spin-offs of the movies I remember watching for the first time when they were animated. That now I look back and was like, well, that's kind of horrible animation. But
so we've been doing that though. The Disney
cartoons
Plus, we are working through Tailspin right now. You remember Tailspin?
Oh, love Cloud Kicker.
Yep.
Sky Pirates. That was such a great show.
Yep. And
The physics of that are so impossible. I don't know. It's so good.
but it was amazing. It was awesome to watch. So we did. We tried to watch Gummy Bears, and we made about halfway through, and that kind of faded out. And then one day I was like, "Oh, Tailspin! Let's turn on Tailspin." And then she kind of got into it. And the best part is, so my youngest daughter is like 9 months. Well, she's like 10 months old now, and every time the song comes on, that ooh 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 Tailspin, she bounces up and down. You know how babies get that? They just kind of shake their booties. They're little. The minute I turn that song on, she starts doing her little baby
great.
booty shaker. I was like, okay, this is cool. So we'll occasionally put on some Tailspin.
You know what I'm going to watch tonight?
Huh?
Tailspin.
I'm telling you, it's still good.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
What was the main pilot? The big bear. Baloo?
It's still Baloo. Yep.
Baloo.
So you had Baloo.
Shere Khan's the bad guy.
Shere
too.
Khan's the bad guy. There's lots of bad guys, but Shere Khan was the main bad guy. There's I'm trying to
Don Quixote
Wildcat.
was the Sky Pirate, I think. Right?
You can't
Wildcat.
use the motor yet. He kind of had that funny talk. Oh, Baloo.
Wasn't it Becky was the one who owned the plane?
Yeah,
Somehow
Becky
Baloo,
owned
like,
Hire
lost
for
the
Hire,
plane?
and she had a daughter. I can't remember what her name was, but anyways,
Molly. I think it was Molly.
God, look at you. You haven't. I'm the one that watches it. I don't even remember.
Dude, the funniest thing is that show. It's so predictable. He would do the same move. He would just straight up nosedive. I'm going straight to the ocean, and then like somehow I'm going to pull it up 1 foot from the water. And no one can do that in real life.
Yeah,
So
that
everybody else
old
crashes, but he
rickety
can't.
2-engine biplane or whatever
Right?
could do aeronautics that an F-16 can't do today. But hey, he was Blue. He was the greatest pilot ever.
It was the pilot's skills, not so much the airplane.
That's it.
Well, it's something magical because all the other planes would straight up crash in the ocean like you should.
Right.
But he could just pull it off.
No,
And
he
it
could.
was,
Yeah.
jungle magic.
Because he's been there. And then he'll go out to Louis. Remember King Louis
King
from
Louis was in
Jungle
it.
Book?
Oh,
but
that's
King
right.
Louis owned a nightclub
bar.
on an island in the middle of nowhere. And they'd always end up out there, and he'd bring Cloud Kicker, a miner, and he'd end up getting like completely hammered. And then he'd be stranded on the island until he woke up, and then the delivery was late, and the boss always got mad at her.
Will that be the next for cancel culture?
Canceled.
Blue getting drunk.
That's it. You can't watch that anymore because he's not being a good parent to the orphan. That's a good point. Canceled.
I got to watch that. I got to watch that again. I enjoyed that show. I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed DuckTales.
Oh, we did do a little DuckTales. Darkwing Duck is on there. There's a lot of those old everything. When we got out of school at 3,
Rescue Rangers.
And you Chippendales Rescue Rangers. If you rushed home from 3 to 5, they always had the cartoons right after school, and that's when you were supposed to be doing your homework. But my parents were never home when I got home, so I remember we'd scoop up a big old bowl of ice cream, or we'd make some corn dogs, and we'd hang out and watch cartoons. And then they'd say, they'd get home at 5. Is your homework done? Well, I got one more thing I got to knock out real. And then you'd be in your room for like 3 hours doing all your homework. But
how about, I know it's not Disney, but Animaniacs. Were you guys Animaniacs people?
Hank.
Oh, yeah. I used to have a soundtrack on CD. I'd memorize songs on that one.
Hank, can you still name every state and its capital?
I don't know if I can still do it. I'd have to get the background sound going. My favorite one was they had the planets too. They had all of the countries of the world. That show was awesome. It even had a spinoff. They did the spinoff, Pinky and the Brain. I used to love that too.
Oh yeah, Pinky. We're Pinky and the Brain. Hello, nurse. I'll still say that every once in a while.
Right? So inappropriately awesome.
Yeah, Hank. There was a song on there that was every state with its capital, and Hank would sing it word for word.
Nice.
It was impressive.
I used to know it. I can't remember the tune. I'm thinking of the tune I have is the countries of the world: United States, Panama, Mexico, Canada, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru. I don't know.
There it is.
I'd have to have the.
You need the tune.
You got to get the little tune. And
all right. Well, on the next Hank episode, we're going to challenge you to name all the states and their
capitals. I don't even have that CD anymore either.
We better figure it out, boss, because we're going to call you out.
I will. Deal.
I bet you it's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's on YouTube. Yeah. I love it. I'll find it.
You can find out.
Well, there's Paramount Plus now too, right?
Oh yeah.
So Paramount is doing its own version of Disney Plus.
Is it really?
Yeah. So it's got to be on there because it was a Paramount.
I thought you just meant a Paramount channel. I knew there was a Paramount channel.
Yeah, there's Paramount Plus now. Paramount I guess. Plus. I don't know.
I thought Disney bought out Paramount or something like that, or that was Fox.
Maybe Fox. There you go. So all everything that's not in the Marvel world or on the Disney world, they're going to start their own little thing.
Did they ever come out with Top Gun 2? Was it Top Gun Paramount?
Yeah, they made it. It was supposed to be released this last summer, but due to COVID, all the theaters were shut down. So I am patiently waiting for Top Gun 2.
Are you a big Top Gun guy?
Oh, dude, I've watched Top Gun. So my sister was a raging Top Gun fan, and that was one of those movies we just had on VHS. I bet I've seen it at least 50 times. So when I heard Top Gun 2 was coming out, and Tom Cruise is still going to be in it, and he looks exactly like he did
40 years ago,
which is insane because you look at Kelly McGillis now, and she looks like a grandma, and which she should because she's a grandma now. But Tom Cruise looks exactly like he did. So I don't know what they're doing over there at that Church of Scientology to preserve him the way that they do, but they're nailing it.
Human growth hormone. No,
what it
did
is?
He play the Tom Skerritt role? Is that kind of the idea? Like a reprise? He's the old trainer now?
I think so, yeah. He's going to be the jester or whatever.
Right.
So it's kind of like the Cobra Kai.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good one, too. I actually gave up on that. I haven't seen season 3 after the end of season 2. I started season 3 and I kind of fizzled.
That's where I stopped too.
But I was pretty after that show. That was a pretty good show for a while there.
I stopped after episode 2, I believe.
Of Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. It actually gets a little better.
Does it?
You got to let it build the storyline first.
Okay.
But anyways,
I'd really like to see a Goonies remake. Would be nice.
I would love.
My kids love Goonies, and it's kind of a fun one to watch.
The Goonies, it's the Truffle Shuffle.
The mom from Throw Mama from a Train.
Yeah, a great lady.
Except now you need to do our generation version. I don't know who we get. What do you get? Who that?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell or Fat Amy?
Who's Fat Amy?
You know Fat Amy from
Amy Schumer?
No. Oh no, you could do that one too. Fat Amy from the singing movies.
Don't
Okay,
know.
all the
Glee?
girls that are listening right now, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Who isn't fat anymore, by the way. She looks great. She lost a bunch of weight. She's really been taking care of herself. She's from
Kind
Australia.
of like Adele.
Yeah, like Adele. There you go.
She lost a bunch of weight.
COVID's been good for that reason.
Yeah.
For a lot of celebrities.
Same with Jonah Hill.
Did he lose weight?
Yeah, he
Really?
lost a bunch of weight. And the can't remember the guy's name, but he was on American History X. He was the fat friend that drove the van around. He has lost
yeah.
150 pounds and looks awesome. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
I know exactly who you're talking about. I don't remember his name though. At first I was thinking of the dude from Varsity Blues, but not him. It's the other he was a big dude too.
Yeah.
But anyways, come back to, if you guys haven't seen, if you go on Disney Plus, have you guys watched the show Bluey yet? Bluey. So like the color blue, Bluey. It is a cartoon, and we first put it on because we thought, oh, well, this is one of those, it's like a little kid show. It'll be good. The underlying, I think, jokes, it's parent jokes. They set up so many funny jokes that only parents will get. If you haven't watched Bluey yet and you have Disney Plus, check it out. I highly recommend it.
And it's still age appropriate? Like,
oh, super age appropriate.
Okay.
But it's just those funny, it's like they'll throw you a bone, like these little zingers that only parents get, because it's the stuff that we're dealing with as parents.
Okay.
And it's hilarious. The show's really funny. There's one called Old Ladies or Grandmas or something like that. And there's two little dogs. So there's a mom, a dad. It's out of Australia. There's a mom, a dad, and Bingo and Bluey. And it's two little dogs that are girls. And Bingo's the youngest one. Bluey's the oldest. But the kids are hilarious. But they'll walk around and they'll act like old ladies. And it's Janet, I need to go get some bread from the store. Okay, Rita. And they do this whole thing, but the way the mom and dad interact with them and play with them, and that's what London's always like, Dad, that's like you. Dad, that's like you. Because obviously I'm a knucklehead around the house. But if you haven't watched it, check it out. It's definitely worth the watch. I think there's 2 seasons, and we've probably watched each season like 5 times now. We just put it on loop around our house.
Bluey. I gotta check that out.
So throwing it out there. That's one of those, I think even if the kids aren't in the house and I know I'm just going to be hanging out like folding laundry or doing chores or whatever, I'll throw on some Bluey in case they walk in. I know it's okay, but it's hilarious. And I laugh the whole time. So
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
That'll be one of those shows.
Anyways.
All right. Well, Hank.
Thanks for, I guess we called you, but I was going to say thanks for calling in.
We need to get you on live next
I'm going to do my best to make that happen.
In maybe a couple weeks?
Yeah, I'll be in town on the 24th and 25th. It's looking like
well, there you go.
One of those afternoons, possibly. I'll be stopping, dropping by. And if I don't get a podcast, I'm going to get you drunk. One of the two. I don't know. Maybe both.
That's a win. That's a win-win.
Menage a trois.
So that'll be like 280 days, 275 days until Christmas.
I've been missing that. Some of the episodes.
Do you think we'll have 2
out.
episodes in by then?
To what?
Would we be 2 more episodes in by then?
Oh,
holy
episode 69?
smokes.
Is that what you're calling?
Yeah, you
I'm
might
just
be
throwing
around
it out
for
there.
episode 69.
We got to have something special for that. Maybe that should be the you and Ashley episode again. You should say that. That'll be your romantic gesture to her. Hey, babe.
Maybe we can all watch through the window. What?
Whoa! Hang on. Let's not poke that bear.
We do have windows, so you
We
guys
do have
could
windows.
watch the podcast through the
We'll
windows.
be in the garage. Yeah, because the podcast room actually has windows to the other side of the garage.
Here's what I could do. I could do
I'll get some tiki shades, and we have a lava lamp.
Audio out, and we could do a monitor in the other room, and you guys could listen to the podcast.
Excellent.
For 69.
Yeah. there you go. So
We'll see what happens. It's a lot of work. A lot of work ahead.
oh boy,
We can make it happen.
you'll have to actually work for your wife. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, Hanky, thanks for answering your phone, I guess.
yeah, he came on 45 minutes and 10 seconds. 45 minutes.
You made it. You made the show, boss.
That's good. Thanks for being such a good listener. Listening real good.
Yeah, I'll keep sending my email comments.
That's it. You're the only person sending us emails, so keep sending the emails.
Oh, Bill.
And Bill from Pollock Pines. Thank you, Bill.
The liberal on the mountain.
Yep. And well, actually, we've gotten a lot of email traffic, but we're hoping to have a secret guest. We won't say who it was, but if you've been following our Instagram and we asked our followers, a certain somebody threw out a challenge that said, hey, what podcast should we be on? And I hit up our followers and said, go to this link and just blast him. Just blast YuSkool on it. We got to get him on. I will say, we won't say who it is yet, but we received confirmation he will be coming on. And we're going to have a very special St. Patty's Day episode this year.
Ooh.
So if you follow our Instagram, and if you don't, go to @YuSkool _podcast. I think it's YuSkool _ podcast.
You're going to make me start Instagram now. I got to open an Instagram account.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't have Instagram. I really need you to, because it's weird. I keep sending your wife messages because she has it.
It's the divisive devil. That's why you don't have it.
That's it.
Yeah, I let her filter that stuff. When we got married, I'll be honest, I told my wife, I said, why don't we all cancel our Facebooks and start a Postma family Facebook page, and we can just do everything together. And it was more like, I was kind of like, why don't you just do all this? Because I just hate social media and keeping up with everybody, and you can just tell me what's happening, and then it can be like a little thing. No,
you can hire Johnny Haida for that, and he'll actually run your social media for you.
Yes. Silo
I
Hill
gave
Web.
it all up, and that was it. She's kept a couple things going, and now I think she gave up Facebook too this last year.
Oh, good.
Thank God.
I think
Good.
everybody
Get a clean
has.
slate.
It's addicting. It can be addicting, and it's a time whore, or it's a time stealer sometimes. And if you don't use it correctly,
It'll get you in trouble.
it'll get you sucked up and in trouble. And social media.
Yeah. I just tell all you people out there, if you're going to tell me you want to keep in touch with people, just get on the phone for 5 minutes and give them a call. One a day. You got 5 minutes. Even if you're on the shitter, just put it on quiet mode or something. I don't know. Or run outside real quick. Pretend like you're walking the dog.
I don't have quiet mode.
And I don't have a filter, so that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
You guys got dogs, though, both of you.
We do.
You got to take the dog outside at some point, or pretend to. Just sneak your cigarette,
I have a cat.
whatever you do.
I have a cat.
Yeah.
Cool cat. I love your cat.
I could sneak out and
It's not a Maine Coon, is it? Is it a Maine Coon?
We just talked about this. Yeah, no, it's not a Maine Coon. He needs a Maine Coon, though.
I don't know what that
He's
is.
out in the country. It'd probably kill everything, though.
No.
Maine Coon is, Google it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the cat I want. If my wolf ever dies, I'm getting a Maine Coon, which basically is a bobcat.
Oh, geez.
They're
no.
huge. It can stand on the ground and put its paws up on my shoulders.
No.
That's how big this cat is.
Why would you
And I'm
want that?
6'8", mind you.
Is that legal?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're rad.
Where do you get these things from?
Probably special breeders
Down by the river
in a van.
in a cage?
Yep.
You got to cage it?
I think there's a guy in Africa that has to like trank them, and then he like snares them and ships them to your house. I don't know. You got to see the size of these things though. There's a
Looks
picture
a cat
like
you
on
picked up from Hogwarts.
on Pinterest. It's laying on the couch, but it's the size of the couch.
No,
But it's a
thank you.
cat. It's a house cat.
No, thanks.
Yeah. Anyways, Hank,
Okay.
thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Hank.
Yeah, always good. Thank you, brother.
All right. See you, buddy.
Later. Should we go to breaky break real quick?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah.
Just take a little break and then come back and we can keep talking about some socks and some Lysol.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
or maybe we go straight into booger eating.
We can do all the above.
I don't think we talked about that yet.
We haven't. So we still got some stuff we got to cover.
Okay.
All right, YuSkool.
Out. Hey everyone, we're here today to talk to you about Row Refrigeration. Row Refrigeration is a California licensed contractor specializing in commercial refrigeration. If you have a convenience store or manage a grocery store and you have walk-in coolers where guys reach in to, maybe grab a 6-pack of sodas or something, but then everything goes wrong and it breaks and nobody wants to come back into your store because your sodas are warm, well, Row Refrigeration would be perfect for you. Or maybe you have a business with ice machines or cold storage, even if you're in the ag industry or restaurant business. Row Refrigeration is your one call to fix all. So give John Rowe a call. Grab a pen, grab some paper. His phone number is 209-483-2814. I'm going to say that one more time. 209-483-2814. He's there for all your refrigeration needs. California license number 1056216. This show is brought to you by Grossi Electric. Grossi Electric Inc. strives to provide customers with quality service for all electrical automation and design needs. The scope of their projects include, but are not limited to, irrigation, agricultural and food processing, packaging, solar energy, and everyday electrical solutions. With a wide range of customers throughout California, Grossi Electric is your go-to source for all your electrical and automation needs. Grossi Electric is located at 2020 Main Street in Escalon. Office hours are 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Give them a call at 209-821-6733.
At Grossi Electric, they strive to provide.
There we go. Changed up the soundtrack.
Did you change it this time?
Yeah. We got to keep it going.
I'm gonna take my shoes off.
Oh, go ahead. Sometimes you gotta let the dogs breathe.
It's nice to do the podcast sometimes with the shoes off.
You gotta let the dog. Sometimes you gotta let big dog eat.
Yep.
Or breathe.
Let the big dog eat. What does John Candy say on Trains, Planes, and Automobiles? Oh, my doggies are barking. That was funny. He fans his socks on an airplane.
Yeah, why not?
There was smoking on the airplane, if I'm not mistaken. That was back in the day.
Yeah. See that? I faded it down for you. Do you like that?
Oh, I like that. You've been doing that, I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, that was the lesson I learned last time. So this is a special Happy Birthday, Brother Brad episode. So I'm trying to do my best to step it up on the buttons.
WWBD, what would Brad do?
Yeah, and he would have definitely faded in and out.
My sister the other day, by the way, she got some new bracelets that say WWJD.
Those are still around, huh?
Yeah. And they look exactly the same as 1995 or whatever year we were wearing those.
That's it.
Was that about the same time?
Yeah. Who wears John Deere? I believe is what it now.
But yeah, I did take
That's
my
what
shoes
they wear
off.
at Mako Farms. Yeah. Who wears John Deere?
Who wears John Deere? I did take my shoes off because it's a little bit more comfortable. But you want to talk a little bit about socks.
Okay, so let's discuss the socks.
I'm in the socks. Let me show you my socks.
So you changed it up because that is not a gold toe.
No.
So for our listeners, everybody understands, what kind of enthusiast you are for the gold toe.
Yes, 100%.
But now you've changed it up and we're rocking some Kirklands. Awesome. How many comes in a pack?
Okay, so I think 8 come in a pack. Yeah.
8 socks or 8 sets?
8 sets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so not 8 sets.
I believe it's
16 socks.
16 socks. I think it's $8.99, $12.99.
That's a heck of a deal.
I believe, don't quote me on that. I didn't study the prices at Costco, but I had my wife go get them, I think. Yeah, have my wife go get them.
But still, 8 sets for $6, even if you were at $16.99, who even cares?
Yeah.
That's a lot of socks. And you go through socks like nobody's business, correct?
Well, once a year. I refresh the stock of socks once a year. So once a year, I'll just clean it out. I'll throw all the socks away, go to the store, buy all new socks.
And the reason for that is
once the material gets like thin enough, it feels funny on my foot, and I just don't feel the comfort in the sock anymore. So
you like the padding.
It's kind of like when the pillow goes bad, you just throw the pillow away and get a new pillow. Fair
enough. And everybody understands that. Once your pillow goes flat.
Some people don't. Some people will ride a pillow out for years. And I've seen some people's pillows and they're like this little tiny thin cotton ball thing.
See, I'm a stomach sleeper, so I like a thin pillow, but I still occasionally it's time.
Yeah.
You got to put them to bed.
Yeah. And that's the same way with the socks. Once the socks start getting thin, once the material starts getting thin, especially once you notice you start getting holes in the socks or even like clumps of cotton in there, that really drives me nuts.
Yep.
So
like on your bed sheets, when it starts there, it's called pilling. When it starts to get the little balls in it, you're like, nope, I'm done.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I just remembered the word. Remember we were talking about this earlier and I was like, there's a word for that, pilling.
Do you remember Grandma used to have this machine that would take the cotton balls off of your shirt?
And you could run it over and that was, and then you emptied out the little tray of
She probably got that, I would say, from like the Reader's Digest or one of those magazines.
I thought you were going to say Dee Dee's Discounts because she was a huge fan of Dee Dee's,
But yeah, no, once the socks start going thin, I throw them away. I got new socks.
Fair enough. So, but I've been discussing this with you and I said, so I think we need to get you onto more of like I'm a wool sock guy and I have 2 pet peeves. I want supportive, comfortable underwear and I want good socks.
Okay.
And so my wife laughs because if people get socks and underwear for Christmas and we are 280, how many days?
290.
We're 290 days away from Christmas. So in 290 days, I hope that when I take my stocking from above the fireplace and I open it up, there's socks and underwear in there of the variety that I enjoy. But I am a wool sock fan. I love a good pair of wool socks, some smart wools, or I'm trying to get Alan into Darn Toughs. So between smart wools and Darn Toughs, they have a lifetime warranty. Now, mind you, if on sale, if you get a good sale, you can get a pair of socks for, I'm guessing somewhere around $18.99, but we're usually paying $22, $23 for 1 pair of socks. You're at $13 for 8 pairs. But if you never had to buy those socks ever again, and when they start to pill or do the thing you don't like, you just send them back. Say, hey, I got a hole in it, or the cushion and the sole is gone. You ship them back. They send you a new pair of socks.
So they have to be hoping that you won't carry through on your side of the deal.
I think that is the plan.
Yeah. That's kind of like when you buy a gift certificate for somebody. That business is kind of hoping that that person doesn't come in and use the gift certificate.
Right. So, and that was speaking of gift certificates. So Mary just had I was going through, we have a file in our house that just says gift certificates. And every once in a while it's like, hey, let's go out for dinner. I open this thing up. We pull out gift certificates. People, as hairdressers tend to get a lot of gift certificates for some reason. They love, that's like a tip or a Christmas gift or something. She had a $50 gift certificate to the Silk Garden, which is in Turlock. Apparently they make fake flowers.
Ooh.
They went out of business.
No.
Yeah. So she retired. I guess it'd been open for well over 20 years. It's supposed to make really nice bouquets of fake flowers. Well, now I have $50 that's worth nothing. I just have a piece of cardboard that says $50 on it.
Yeah, hold on to it. They might reopen.
Well, probably not because she retired. So she's done.
Okay.
So I said, well, I guess it's time to get rid of this one. It was from 2011. I said, you held on to that for
you've been
10 years. Sitting on it for 10 years. She had the chance to cash it in, never did.
She probably just couldn't figure out what she wanted.
That's true.
So much good stuff.
Because, who wants an arrangement that lasts forever?
Right.
Just sounds,
My favorite is the silk flowers that people put outside, almost like they plant the silk flowers.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
I have. We have people in our neighborhood that put fake, not dandelions. What are the ones that are blooming now? They're like
tulips?
Not tulips.
California poppies.
Not poppies. The little yellow things that come over and they hang.
Lilies.
Maybe that's what it is. Daffodils. And so, but they look the exact same, and they have probably 8 of them spaced out perfectly in front of the yard, and the yard is artificial grass, and the daffodils are artificial, and it goes around year round. And I said, it's really weird to see in late August daffodils blooming, and they have a sheen to them, and I'm like, there's nothing that looks faker than shiny grass with shiny flowers. If you never want to do your yard work, that's how to do it.
Nothing I like more than lattice and fake ivy or flowers.
Mm-hmm. So
anyways, back to socks. Back to
socks. So yeah, but I'm a good wool sock guy. I like the wool socks, one, because I enjoy the extra padding. Okay. I do a lot of hiking, a lot of hiking. I don't want to do as much as I do, but it's kind of comes along with the job, I guess. So somebody got me into wool socks and I said, dude, I got foot rot all the time. I got the world's worth from probably late June, July to maybe November. I'm constantly dealing with just good athlete's foot. I can't seem to get rid of it. And they said, well, dude, first of all, you're wearing cotton socks. And I'm like, well, I'm wearing 2 pairs for the padding. No. It just sits in there. So wool socks are antimicrobial, whatever. And basically they help keep your feet warm in the winter, cool in the summer. They suck the moisture away from your feet to help keep your feet dry. I tried it out, got a little thicker padding, solved the problem. Pretty much. So now I only deal with probably, let's say, August and September. I'm still doing a lot of hiking, and it's really hot. So yeah, I'm gonna get a little athlete's foot. Not a big deal. But switched to wool socks, but I started burning through those, and I was like, I can't keep doing this because they're $20 a pair or whatever. And then they went, well, you got to get the Smart Wool or the Darn Tough lifetime warranty. So. And now I got a pair of Smart Wools that I finally wore a hole through on the toes. And
are you going to return them?
Oh, I'm going to give it a go, and I want to see what they say.
Where do you purchase these socks at?
So you can get them in a lot of places. So I was going to REI for a while because then REI kicks down their discount, and then at the end of the year you get to buy extra stuff with the little card they send you. So this year I had $7 in credit. From buying stuff from them.
Big dog.
Oh, yeah. And so anyways, I'll find a reason to go spend that money on probably something that costs like $100 because everything in REI is $100. But I'll just spend it on more socks. So it's just a cycle. We're just going to keep going. But anyways, yeah, so now I'm going to actually I'll let you guys know what happens with the Smart Wool socks, if they actually replace them or not. But the Darn Tough says 100% lifetime warranty. You don't like them, ship them back. We're going to ship you a whole new pair. But they have it down to a science. I watch a whole YouTube video on it, and they take you into the factory, and you watch these things. They're making sure they're creating the perfect sock. But anyways, so
take a lot of pride in the old sock.
They do.
Yeah, it's good.
They got it down to a science. Which leads me to my next thing, is we talked about the foot rot.
Yes.
And I even texted you and said, did you know this? That if you have athlete's foot will live inside your socks / shoes or boots up to 3 months. No, it was longer than that. Oh, what was it? I even texted to you. It was something crazy.
Yeah.
It was like a year.
It was a long time.
It was a long time. Like summer may be gone, and it's been 6 months since summer, so you shouldn't even have it in the winter.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, so I have a pair of Iron Rangers. So my Red Wings, I got a pair of boots that are a pair of Red Wings. And I hadn't worn them in quite some time. Put them on the other day. We went out to like our fancy dinner or whatever. So I was like, oh, I'm going to put on, my fancy going out boots. And like a couple days later, I'm sitting here going, my feet are all itchy. Like, what's going on? And I've been wearing my Iron Rangers. And I was like, I got athlete's foot again. There's no way. It's February. I can't have athlete's foot in February. So I looked it up and it says athlete's foot will live inside your boots for like up to a year.
It says 12 to 20 months.
12 to 20 months. We're almost talking 2 years. Thank you. 2 years. Athlete's foot is going to live inside your boots. So even though you washed your feet and you got rid of it because summertime we'll wear flip-flops or whatever, you go back and you put those boots on a year later. If the athlete's foot is living inside your boots,
you got it back.
Yep, you're done. So, but one of the things that I got on, get on Pinterest. If you have a problem in your life, just go on Pinterest. Somebody has posted something about how to solve this. And it said, you got to spray Lysol. So you got to kill it. You can either soak it in a towel and shove it in your boots, or just get in there and spray it really good. And then that'll kill that bacteria that's in there.
Lysol. So just the spray Lysol, the aerosol can of Lysol.
That's it. So I went out and bought, which is apparently Lysol aerosol is like gold right now.
Oh,
I couldn't.
bet.
I went everywhere and couldn't find it. I tried to go on Amazon. When Amazon is sold out of Lysol, there's a shortage in the world. So, but we got some. Mary finally found a can somewhere, and then texted me like, "I found a can of Lysol. Do you want it?" I was like, "Let's make this happen."
Yes.
So she picked that up for me, which means I know she loves me because she listens to actually what I say some of the time.
What a sweetheart.
Oh yeah. And so I Lysoled all of my shoes, all of my boots, even my my barn clothes. So I got like a pair of rubber boots outside when I'm going around picking up dog poop and stuff like that and doing the yard work. I put on my rubber boots. So I sprayed it in there and got my socks, kind of soaked my socks, and we'll see.
Yeah.
That may solve the problem. So I'll let you guys know, but
I'm going to need that. I think.
I didn't know. 20 months.
I could have used that probably about 30 years ago when my first case of athlete's foot came up. About 30 years ago.
Let's flashback for
my
a moment.
Athlete's foot popped up. And I could have used a little bit of Lysol. You know what? I could have gotten the hint from the guy at the bowling alley spraying into the shoes.
That's a good point. I've never thought about it till then, but every time they got a pair of shoes, they always sprayed Lysol into them.
Or at Roller King, they would spray Lysol into the roller skates.
Wow.
Yeah. The quads or the inline roller blades.
And I've never thought about that till right now.
Yeah.
So there you go. So if you are suffering from athlete's foot and you're wondering why does this never go away? Get yourself a can of Lysol. TKB. Take care of business.
Just that's what Elvis used to say.
That's it.
TCB.
Captain, you say.
So I will work on that because my athlete's foot gives me a problem quite a bit. Believe it or not, I suffer from athlete's foot. Have since I was about 8 years old.
So would you say you have?
I kissed somebody last night, I caught the creeping crud. And if I got it, you got it.
That's it. Thank you, Elvis. Elvis had the creeping crud.
I'm sure he did.
He knew what's up.
He was a sweater. A lot of people, well, the reason why I sweat so much is because I have extra sweat glands in my feet. So that's why.
It's scientifically proven?
No, I self-diagnosed myself.
Okay.
Same thing. But yeah, okay, so I'll work on that. I got my socks going. I'll work on my athlete's foot. And then the other thing that we wanted to talk about.
Maybe that's what's going on with Matt's toenail.
Fungus.
Yeah. Maybe Matt needs just a can of Lysol. Mateo. Get yourself some Lysol.
Spray Lysol on your toes.
I'm going to do it next time I see him and he's walking around me. I'm just going to spray Lysol on him and see if all of a sudden it fixes it.
See if his toenail stays on.
That's it.
So let's go into the last subject we wanted to talk about, and that was the booger eater.
Oh, boy. So we did a little research. March 4th, 2019, and it's currently March 10th, 2021. So just over 2 years ago, we had an episode. Check out episode 7 called Booger Eaters. And I go in depth about one of the first dates I had with my wife. And we talk about eating boogers. Is it okay to eat boogers? And I'm going to tell you, I read an article and I still say, you're not supposed to say this, but it's okay to eat your boogers. Boogers collect stuff that's out in your environment. And if you eat your boogers, it helps build your immune system, is what the article said. And actually, I even think they talked about it on the Bobby Bones show. So
it's like drinking a glass of wine a day.
That's it, you know?
That's one booger a day.
Yeah. Let your body know what's going on in the environment around you. Go ahead and eat that boogies. If you had to pick a booger, would you go for the super slimy ones or the cornflake? Cornflake it up. Yeah. Okay. I even had one the other night. It was blocking. I woke up from it because it blocked the nasal passage.
Oh, wow.
So I had to do the old, give it and I tried to double pump it. Nothing. So I did. I had to get in there and really break it free.
You wiggled it loose.
Oh boy. He was putting up a fight
with air.
Oh no, I got in there with the old pinkster.
Yeah, but did you have to loosen it with the air? Close one nostril and.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. I gave it the plug and the blow, and that didn't free it up. It was almost like a carburetor. It was full flap, and then it just kind of breathed a little and then closed, and then breathe a little and close. And I was like, nah, I got to get rid of this.
It was like the choke.
So exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to start my engine. I'm trying to let it rest. So I had to fix that choke.
I love this subject.
So we got in there, but I had a dream, and this happened a while back ago. Again, I'm driving around I wasn't driving around. I woke up and told myself, if I don't make a note of it right now, I'm going to forget it. So I pulled my phone out, hit the old record my voice thing, and documented the dream so I didn't lose it. Cause I was like, this is good material. So I have a dream. Let's flash back. As a child, I grew up on 4th Street along with Mikey V. Around the corner was Mark Sonke. Johnny Van Halen Fistenheimer was down there a little bit.
Melcher.
Jeremy Melcher was 2 houses down from me, also around the corner. But basically, 4th Street and the Ripon Community Center was kind of a social hub, you could say. Oh, and Hanky lived next to Mikey V.
Yep.
So he was 2 houses down.
And Cody Moret.
And Cody Moret was in the neighborhood. Mike Lusink lived over there. I mean, it was popping. Yeah. We really had it going on. But anyways, so I had a dream. I'm probably in my head, because obviously you can't see yourself in your own dream. I feel like I'm 11 years old.
Okay.
But my wife is her age now, exactly how she is. About 21 years old.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yep, exactly.
In her prime.
Yep. Because she's never aged more than when she was at 21. But she's there, and we're sitting. They had these like cement park benches, which they still have. And I'm sitting across the street at the Ripon Community Center on those cement picnic tables. And I have a booger in my nose, and I can feel it. Mm-hmm. But I don't want her to see it.
Right.
And I'm very nervous because I feel like somehow in my head, I'm on a date with her. We're not married yet, but there's this really good looking girl next to me. I don't know what to do. I'm I'm panicking. And so I kind of go to the side and I pull out, as I dig for this booger, I pull out this long, stringy, it wasn't a cornflake. It was like a slug.
Uh-huh.
And I grabbed it, and it's coming out, and it's still coming. And I pulled just this snake of a slimy booger out, and it's stuck, and now I don't know what to do. So in my dream, I wait till she's not looking and flick it right down Elm Avenue.
Oh.
Because I lived on the corner of 4th and Elm.
Yeah.
So I flicked it and sent it flying right down Elm Avenue. Well, apparently, in my dream, I slam my hand right into my wife and basically punch her right in the gut. And she's very upset about this. And then she grabs my hand, and then I wake up, and then I'm scared because I'm supposed to be 11 years old in Ripon, and now I'm 41 years old, and I'm in Oakdale in my bed.
Picking your nose.
Picking my nose. Well, I guess I didn't actually pick my nose. So just in my dream, I did.
True.
But the nice thing is the chick that was on the chair is now next to me in the bed. So,
hey, now.
Hey, that was a win. I'm going to call that a win.
Winner. So, booger dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
But anyways, that's how passionate I am about picking my boogers.
Did you want to recap that story about your first date with your wife and the booger? Or
No. So again, there's 3 sides to every story, correct?
Yes.
So at some point, if we can ever coax her to come on, that would definitely be a good topic.
Okay.
Because I would like to hear her version of the frisbee flying cornflake booger story
from your first date.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to hear her side.
I don't know if it was like a third date. Yeah.
Close enough.
It was brand new. You're just, you're dipping your old tootsies into the pool of maybe getting into another relationship.
Yep.
And I decide to
go for it.
I dig deep.
Yeah. I mean, what else could you have done? Fart, I guess, maybe. Fart would be the equal
I don't even know
embarrassment.
If it was a loud one, like a juicer, I guess that'd probably be pretty bad. Or if you lit it on fire, you were just like, hey, check this out, and then you lit your fart on fire, which I got a kick out of that. That was one thing I enjoyed out of the Scatman and Sonky episode.
Well, the fart, the period of our life where we were lighting our farts on fire. Because
you guys didn't go in depth. You didn't talk about the blowtorch. You didn't talk about the Blue Flame Club. We didn't talk about how you could make drippers or blowers. You didn't talk about the time. I knew you were going to cut it out. See, Alan loves to tell stories, but he doesn't tell the stories that involve his embarrassing moments. He just wants to know everybody else's embarrassing moments. So can I tell this?
Of course.
Okay. So I would have been a senior, which makes you a sophomore.
Yes.
Or you're becoming a junior. Yeah. It's Mt Hermon, summer camp. We are in full swing of lighting farts on fire. Mm-hmm. And I would say quite possibly you are at your pinnacle of your career in fart lighting.
Thank you.
You were cleaning house.
Thank you.
Because you could pull a dripper, you could throw a blower, we could rock a blue flame like nobody's business.
Yep.
But we were still testing out the waters of with or without undies.
Yes.
And this is when you were still wearing undies.
Yes.
I think this may be the reason you don't currently wear undies. This may actually be why the turkey machine doesn't wear underwear anymore.
Well, it's been a while since I lit my fart on fire, but yes, go ahead.
True. But a good pair of tidy whities is obviously not 100% cotton. It's a poly cotton blend, correct?
Correct.
And I think you were wearing, it must have been like an 80-20, 20 being the cotton. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So
BVDs.
We're stacked in our bunk beds. There's 10 guys. I think 10 guys or 8 guys in a room. So you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 sets of bunk beds in a room. So we got 8 guys. Our counselor is probably asleep at this point. Lights are out. And all of a sudden you see, hey, here we go. And a flame lights up. Oh, we got action.
Live action.
And you were top bunking it. You had the top bunk. And all of a sudden we see, ooh, but it wasn't a dripper, and it wasn't just a normal poof. It was like a blowtorch, just ooh, and it went. And I was like, and everybody's screaming. I mean, guys, you've emasculated us. That it was the pinnacle of what a fart on fire should look like. It was dragon's breath, if I could name it. If I could name a new term for a fart, it was the dragon's breath. That's blue flame that just came out. It was impressive. The downfall to the dragon's breath is that's not the one you want to be wearing underwear on, especially not a polycotton blend, because the fire came back and ignited the polyester in the underwear that started burning.
Yes.
And you could watch it. You could watch the red embers burn. And as you realize it's on fire, he jumps off the bed and starts dancing around. And we're watching the embers start from where the rear access is. And it's just melting its way around the sides. And he's jumping up and down and screaming. And we're laughing, but then we're getting scared because nobody really knows what to do. And you can't run over and pull your buddy's underwear off to help save him, because how weird is that? So everybody's kind of lost. And then I believe you ran into the shower and turned the water on. And that is how you extinguished the fire. So now we just have a pair of wet, burnt underwear, and we got to get you your towel. But everybody's laughing. But then again, we're also scared because it's like, well, what happened? Is there damage?
Internally, what damage is there?
Yes.
Is what I was thinking.
So, yeah. And then whose responsibility is it to inspect the damage?
Well, I think I took it upon myself.
I believe there was kind of like a Spider-Man moment. Remember the Spider-Man?
I did the Josh Hedinga, hey coach, how's it going after the shower type of thing.
And so we needed the status check, but I think that's when everybody realized there's going to be
repercussions.
There's repercussions.
Yeah. So with the dragon's breath, there's recoil.
Yeah.
And that recoil got the best of me.
Yeah.
So I recovered from it quickly, but I learned a lesson from it.
Rest in peace for that one pair of BVDs.
Who was our counselor, do you think?
It was Ed.
Ed?
Oh, I know it was Ed, because I remember him going like, what on earth is going on? Because we only slept like 4 hours a night to begin with. Yeah. We stayed up till, I think, midnight. We'd finally climb in bed, and then they'd go ahead and shoot a horn off at like 5, 6 a.m., but we were giggling till 3. So you slept 3 to 4 hours a night. Yeah. And this is later into the week, so he obviously hasn't gotten a good night's sleep. Plus, he's been dealing with our drama for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days.
And we've been lighting our farts on fire the whole week.
Oh, yeah. So our cabin smells of wet socks and farts and poop.
And what was the cologne we were wearing? Aspen or Dracar Noir?
Dracar Noir.
Yeah. So
or if you were real classy, maybe you got some CK1 in there.
Oh.
And that's before teenage boys learned how to properly put on cologne. So it wasn't a, one dab on one wrist, one on the other, maybe an extra dot on the neck. It was, you fill your hand, you rub it around, and then you really slap it on your face like a good Home Alone kind of moment and let it burn and soak in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we put it on.
And then there was also a hint of cigarette smoke.
Oh, definitely a hint of cigarette smoke. And
I think all of
some
us
Axe
in that
body
cabin,
spray. Were we in Axe by then? Banaka.
I don't know what I was. I know I was into Winter Fresh bubble gum, or like gum to like get the nasty smell off of my breath. That way, chicks weren't like turned off by my smoky breath.
Yep.
And then the cologne. I had Dracar Noir. Or Noir, how do you pronounce it?
Noir.
Noir.
Yeah, let's get classy.
And then, so that was my two smells pretty much.
I remember I used to go to Bill's Drugs and buy the little things of Banaka.
Oh,
yeah. So you give it the go,
yeah.
But make sure your aim is on, because I got that in my eye one time. And looked like I had pink eye for a week. It's horrible. It's pure alcohol.
So at that time, though, we had 1, 2, like I would say all 8 of us in that cabin.
But Scatman was in there. Sonky was in there. Johnny was in there. Hank was in there. You, me, and Ed.
Yeah.
I mean, that was basically the YuSkool universe inside a cabin at the time, and we didn't even know it.
And